The most basic unilateral squat pattern is the lunge, and you can begin with the air lunge, where you're simply descending down, reaching forward with your hands to maintain balance and coming back up. You want your back knee to be slightly behind your hip at the bottom and your front knee to be stacked over the midfoot of your front leg. With the goblet lunge, we hold a weight in front of us to load this up a bit more. Make sure you keep your sternum stacked back and over the pelvis so that you can maintain an upright torso and neutral spine on this one. Then we can also load this with a long side carry. So this is in the same side as the back leg, just with one dumbbell. Adds a little bit of instability and ensures that we're focusing on extending that back hip. And as we progress with lunges, we want to be able to free up more back hip extension. So we can use the rear leg bias lunge to tack that front shin against a box and make sure that we're going down and up using the back leg primarily. Really want you to extend that back hip, squeezing your glute, tucking your tailbone, and ensuring that you stay vertical through your torso. Level 2B, we do the same movement with a goblet loading, holding the weight next to the chest. Again, keep the sternum back, keep it stacked over your pelvis, and ensure that you're driving down and back with that rear leg. When we add weight to the long side on this lunge, it shows us that if we lean forward, the weight's going to drift away from the hip. We need to stay upright and keep the weight against the hip. This constrains us in a good way to do the exercise correctly and helps us with any oblique imbalances. And on this next one, we have our back foot elevated, so there's more balance. We're going to be pushing primarily through the front leg, so that foot needs to be really balanced and based. And we're going to turn the torso slightly towards it to potentiate the glutes to activate. When we add weight in the form of a goblet squat, we're reminded to keep our ribs stacked back over the pelvis. And also with all of these split squats, you want to allow your front knee to track well and truly over the toes, but in line with the toes. You can also load this one with 2 dumbbells on the sides, which has a very heavy loading potential, provided you can maintain balance and provided you can stay upright. And remember that slight rotation towards the front leg because it will help you square your hips and fire your glutes. Now we move on to true single leg squats. The first is the shrimp squat. And you can scale this back by using your back foot for assistance on the way down or by using a yoga block to reduce the range of motion. Make sure your knee is tracking over your toes and your arch is nice and stable in that squatting leg. And if you want something harder, then grab the left foot like a quad stretch on the way down and up. Then we have the pistol squat. Same concepts apply with knee tracking in the direction of toes. This time we're going to flex the front hip maximally, lifting the toes towards the sky, and try to keep our sternum back, stacked over the pelvis as much as possible. You will have to flex a bit, but do your best to be neutral. If you've moved through all the progressions, your knees should be in pretty good shape to take this on, but if you need to or you have any pain, you can also use a box.